All right. So here we go, folks. I'm sorry that I can't be here today. I unfortunately have to be home with my son, but let's go over what you're going to be doing today. And that's going to be the Microscope Lab. Now, for the Microscope Lab, there is a lot of additional material that you are going to have to do in addition to the paper. It's all up over there on the whiteboard. Wait, the direction you're seeing me, maybe it might be over there. I don't know. The whiteboard by the windows. It's over there to me. So make sure that you pay attention to that. Make sure you pay attention to this in order to make sure that you actually get the lab done. But let's go to it. So let me show you what's going to be done. The lab is already spread out at the lab stations in the back, along with the microscopes. I've already run the power strips in order to supply power for them because heavens knows all of those outlets around the sink are busted, of course. So that said, let me get projecting. All right. So this is the Microscope Lab that we're going to be doing, and it's really very straightforward. The Regents wants you to know the general parts of a microscope and generally how it works. Mostly what it wants you to be able to do is know when you're looking through a microscope, what are you actually looking at? So here you can see our purpose: to develop skill in using the microscope, to prepare wet mount slides. That is good, but it's not going to be super important to us now. To observe a specimen and draw it, that will be very important. All right, so how are we going to do this? You are going to get a microscope, and I will go over one in a moment. You do not need to cut out the letter E. I have slides already back there with each of the lab stations that have glass slides with the letter E already sealed down on them. So I've done all of that for you. Your job is going to be to put the E on, get it under focus on low power, draw it, switch to medium power, draw it again, switch to high power, draw it again. Each time you will need to adjust focus. You're going to draw low power here in A, medium power here in B, high power here in C. Easy enough. Then I want you to go back to low power. For these questions, go back to low power. And then while you're looking through the microscope, move the slide to your right and see what direction it moves in the view. Then move the slide to the left, see what direction and record. You get the idea: away from you, towards you. To determine the power of the magnification, you're going to want to take the eyepiece and multiply it by the objective. If you sit there and you go, oh no, I have no idea what's what, that's fantastic, because I see in class that all of you have a cell phone. And if you don't have a cell phone, I also know that all of you have a laptop. Look it up. Use that for something productive. Find out what the eyepiece is. Find out what the objective is. Now, in the case of all of our microscopes, every single one, our eyepiece is 10x. There's a whole lot of words, lettery things up on there. It's 10x, 10 times. So then the only other number you need to find is the objective lens, which is printed on the objective on the microscope, and then just multiply them together. So if the eyepiece is 10 and the objective lens has a big 4 on it, 10 times 4 equals 40 magnification. Then we have the parts of the microscope. Once again, you have the sum total of all human knowledge on your electronic devices. I trust that you can use it in order to find these different parts. Oh, but this is not all. After this, on the back of the lab, you are going to draw 6 more circles. I don't care if they're perfect. Just freehand them. Whoop, there we go. Close enough. Now, in those 6 circles, you are going to draw other stuff. So much other stuff. At all the lab stations, I have a selection of additional slides. They're going to have things like human blood, muscle cells. Some of them will have plant stems and cross sections. Other ones will have microorganisms like Volvox. And basically, you are going to pick 3 of those slides, get them in focus under high power, and draw them. Simple enough. The last thing that we're going to do is going to be a cheek mount. So what you're going to do is we're actually going to get cells from inside your cheek. We're going to put them on a plain glass slide, and then we're going to be able to look at them under the microscope as well. Now, this takes a little bit more. I will be posting a second video to the channel. I want everyone to look it up. It will be linked in the Google Classroom so that you can see exactly how to do this when you get to this point. So, in total, this Microscope Lab will have 3 pictures of the letter E under low, medium, and high power. You'll answer these questions and label the parts using the power of the interwebs. And then in addition, you are going to have 6 more. Let me cancel the presentation. You're going to have 6 more circles, 3 of which will use the prepared slides that I already have out at each lab table. The other 3 will be your own cheek cells once they're stained under low, medium, and high power. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really not that bad. For my morning class, bell 2 and 3, you should be able to complete the entire lab. For my afternoon class, bell 7, I do not expect you in one bell to finish this lab. I expect you to be close. Some of you should be done. If you find yourself still working on the first 3 pictures after 25 minutes, that's a reason to be concerned. All right. I hope this helps. It explains it a little bit. Now I know that all of you have seen the lab and I've explained what is going to go where. Please come back to this video. Please use it as a guide as necessary. And remember, for the cheek cells, there's a full tutorial video also posted in Google Classroom. Please make sure to follow that step by step. Really, like, be careful. Don't put the iodine on the stick before you put it in your mouth. That's poison. All right. Have a great day, and I should see everybody on Thursday. I think it's Thursday. Yeah. Later.